Hi, Part 2s. It's Thursday, July the 2nd. Happy belated Canada Day. My name is Ursula Cebulko. I'm your instructor for this course, so we'll be together for the most of July, and I'm really excited to be working with you and journeying with you in faith. I'll tell you a little bit about myself first, as we all are introducing ourselves at the beginning of this course. I like to do it this way because I like to put a face to a name and I like to personalize it. I'm a convert to online learning. I thought I would never teach this religion course online because I had done this for so many years. I was a course director. I taught this like countless times. I even took this course to Europe. I used to take teachers from Ontario to complete the part 1, 2, or 3 in Italy, Greece, Turkey. So I was very much privileged to do that. So I've seen this course from every angle and from every part of the world. But today we're going to see each other virtually. Hopefully you will post a picture of yourself in your course profile. So when your name pops up, we could put a face to a story. I know a lot of people are shy about doing that, which kind of always surprises me because we're so immersed with social media where we're posting our faces. So if you've got a minute, if you're not too shy, please try to post a picture so that we can put the two together. It would be really lovely. Anyway, so I started teaching over 30 years ago with Jeffrey Peel. I started in elementary. My story is probably, crazy because I pretty much taught everything I wasn't qualified for, which is so unusual for today. But back in the day, I ended up teaching instrumental music for grade 7 and 8. I didn't have a music degree, but I took high school music, and they were desperate for a music teacher, and I was student teaching, and the principal asked me, could you do this? And I'm like, I can do this. Anyways, it was great 2 years. I had a blast learning to be a music teacher and putting together some amazing performances and really learning what it's like to be a teacher. It was like being on the front lines. But then I moved to secondary where I felt called to teach religion. And I have to tell you, I did not have a theology degree. I studied history, but in my last year of studying, I took a religion course just, because I needed to fulfill an elective. I was teaching catechism at my parish, to get the letter. But it was a little more than that. I was really involved in my church parish besides that. And that just really opened my eyes. I was totally fascinated when I took a religion course at the university level, and I thought, wow, this is what it's about. This is what our faith is about. And it really did resonate with me very strongly. And so when I was student teaching, I kind of followed along. I was at St. Martin's in Peel, and I was in the history department, but I kind of followed along the religion department head because I was just so fascinated by it. And, long story short, I ended up teaching religion at the secondary level. I was asked to come and teach, and and once I got in there, I thought, I really want to be authentic to my students. I really want to really know what I'm talking about because I was really loving teaching religion. And needless to say, I spent my life doing that. I never taught history, which was ironic, but anyways. And then I decided to embark on a journey of a master's in religious education so I could have that background to authentically stand in front of my students and know my stuff. And that's how it began. Never did I imagine in a million years I was going to be doing adult faith formation, that I would be even teaching this religious ed course. I did retreats for my school for many years. I became chaplain reluctantly, even too, because I kind of thought I wasn't sure if I, could be a chaplain. If I had enough of a background. I always went to my chaplain with my questions. So the chaplain at that time went on, actually went to Teachers College for a year. So I took over as an acting chaplain. I thought, okay, I'll do this, but I hope nobody dies because I can't deal with this. 2 girls died, one on a Friday, one on a Monday in our school community. The whole school was in grieving. So I learned to be a chaplain the way I didn't want to, but God called me like, whoa, right into it. And then I learned what ministry was all about, walking with the school community through grief. And so Because I went forward with my master's, again, so many doors opened. I taught at OISE for 2 years. I was on a 2-year secondment at OISE at the faculty, and I was so blessed to teach people who want to become teachers and journey with them at that part of their faith of coming. A lot of them were coming back to the church, and so that was such a privileged place to be when you meet people in their adult faith journey, kind of dipping their toe back in the water and not sure if that's where they're supposed to be, and to bring them back and help them understand faith from an adult worldview, because so many of us reside in faith in our child view. A lot of us don't grow beyond our experience of confirmation, and even then, I don't know if we really understand what confirmation is. And the majority of people, especially Catholics, I'm going to speak from the Catholic tradition, um, reside in an adult faith life, but from a childhood experience, if that makes any sense. So that's why I really love teaching these AQ courses, because it really does open the eyes for a lot of adult Catholics to see, oh my gosh, there's so much more to this. And it's really rich, and it's really exciting, and it's an amazing journey we've been called on. So we as Catholic educators, I always felt this, and I still do, we are so blessed that we go to work and we can immerse ourselves in faith. Who does that in this world except people who have taken vows and live in religious communities? We get to do that. We bring the secular and the sacred together for others and for ourselves. That is incredible. So, so when I returned to Dufferin Peel after my experience at OISE, I then became a religious ed consultant at the board. And after that, I only just did one term. It just, yeah, the culture didn't speak to me. And then I made a decision what's going to be my last piece of my professional journey. And I ended up going to start a new school in Bolton, St. Michael's. I was the first chaplain there, and I ended my career there. And the blessings of starting a new school and trying to figure out the spirituality of a school as a chaplain, that was a really hard job. And I remember after my first year at St. Mike's, coming with all this experience, I thought, wow, I feel like a first year teacher. It is so hard to figure out the spirituality of a school and know how to minister to such a great number. So we grow to the end, and don't be afraid to allow God to lead you, because I totally let God lead me. I was being asked to do things. I taught drama. The last time I was on the stage, I was in grade 4. So the drama teacher liked what I did with retreats. I was a retreat director, and the last retreat I really had was in grade 8, and I just kind of went with it. And so it was just amazing, the gifts of a teaching career, and allowing, others to recognize gifts, and allowing God to work through me. I think that was amazing, and I still try to allow God to work through me as much as possible, and that is what we're here for. That's what we're called to do. So enjoy this. Tap into me, not only as an instructor, but, if you're struggling in faith, if you're dealing with something, and just see me as a chaplain. I have no problem helping people. Even once the course is done, you're always welcome to connect with me. You'll have my phone number, you'll have my personal email. I love to talk to you on the phone. I miss the personal thing, right? So if you want to give me a call, or ask me to call you, if you want to talk through something, again, whether it's course related or life related, the two usually intertwine, right? Because a lot of stuff in the course might spark things in your life, right? Especially with what we're going through in the world. Part of the course is about healing, right? So in part 2, the sacramental part is about healing. Part 1 is sacrament of initiation. Part 2 is sacraments of healing. Part 3 are sacraments of vocation. So as we're going through the healing sacraments, we're seeing this world is in need of great healing, and I'll go into that in more detail later. And so, we are going to be processing in real time some of the stuff that's going on in the news and some of the stuff we've been dealing with for months. And, whether again it's happening to someone else or it's happening to you personally, being immersed in the sacraments of healing can be a real challenging experience for some people. Okay? So, yeah, I'm here. Use me. I will do my best to support you in any way and to help. So the course has 3 texts. Tuesdays with Maury. Not a very big book. Some of you might have seen the movie, but you have to read the book, right? Just don't go off the movie. And getting some of the books might be challenging, so I'll try to start troubleshooting that. Noel Cooper, who used to teach Catholic teachers as well, Language of the Heart, excellent resource. I've got the old copy. There's a newer version. I'm still working off the old copy. But again, it might be, we'll have to troubleshoot if we can't get a hold of this, because the spring course people had a bit of a problem, so we'll figure it out. But excellent resource to have, to own, to refer your other adult Catholic friends or family that don't know much about faith. This is a fabulous, fabulous resource, and we're going to be delving into prophets and St. Paul. Just love St. Paul. I'll tell you more about him when we get there. Part 1, we do a synoptic gospel. Remember, there's synoptics. Matthew, Mark, and Luke are similar. In part 3, we do John's gospel, who's not part of the synoptics. I just love scripture. I love John and Paul. Anyways, and so I'm really looking forward to journeying with you guys there. And then you need your own Bible. If you don't have your own Bible, start investing. As a Catholic educator, you should have your own Bible that you're working with, and it should be an NRSV. I have to look at it because I'll say RSVP. NRS, New Revised Standard Version. So whatever the cover looks like. So in our schools, we got the green, plain cover, but it'll be an NRSV because you'll see the same Bible like in blue, and that's the Protestant Bible. So just make sure it's the Catholic version with the most recent translation, and doesn't matter what it looks like, the words will be the same inside if it has an NRSV. And then I like the Youth Bible because there's a lot of extra stuff in it. I'll go through it when we do scripture, but I add in my little strings. You can add that in. I add in my little tabs. You can add those in. It doesn't come with the Bible, but it helps. It makes it user friendly for me. I have a whole bunch of Bibles, but this, I'll just use this one for the course. So that's what you need. You Bible, Noel Cooper. If you know Noel Cooper, you can talk to him. And Tuesdays with Maury, fabulous story. Okay. I really believe in the gospel of the day. So I will be praying with you guys. So I will also unpack today's gospel. But I really love living with Christ. I still get my hard copy subscription. I also have the app on my phone. So if you don't have the app on your phone, put it on. I can't show you my phone because I'm recording on it. But go to the App Store, put in Living with Christ. I just love it. I think all of us as Catholic Christians, especially as Catholic educators, should spend 2 minutes every day and just read the gospel and let it guide you through the day. Even if it doesn't make sense when you first read it, and then if you reflect on it at the end of the day, it really helps you kind of put the day in perspective and think, what's God trying to tell me? Because this is God talking to us, right? And if you're not tuning in, and if you're wondering where God is in your life, it's like any other friendship. If you're not tuning in, if you're not making the effort to connect, you're going to wonder where that friendship went. And we need to, hold on to our friendship with God. And this is one way of doing it, reading the gospel of the day, allowing it to permeate us, our day, and then at the end of the day, think about, how did that day go? Where was God in my life? How did these words inspire me? How did these words ring true? Oh my gosh, I love it when that happens, when a gospel really comes to life during the day, and it's like, oh, I get it. That's what God is trying to tell me. That's how we do it. It's a relationship. Ups and downs, closer or farther apart. But it takes a little work. And I say, 2 minutes a day. Hey. Anyways, So we'll talk about that more when we get to scripture. So, the work is, I don't put you into groups. So as you work along, try to, get through different people in the course and get to know other people by reading their posts. I can see, I see all activity. So I can see if you're only reading one post. And then I'll ask you, what's preventing you from putting in a lot more effort into this course. It's a pass-fail. So you have to put your own post for every discussion, and you have to respond formally at least to one. But I encourage you to read much more. Don't do the bare minimum, because you're not going to get much, and then I will question how much effort you're putting into this course, because it is a 125-hour course. Some people can work through this much faster, some will go much slower depending where you're at. I mean, I had people in my part 3 in the spring saying, "Oh, I had to read that 3 times," or so it's all different. It's hard to put an exact number on something in terms of how people are processing and how things speaking to them. Someone could just breeze through. But why are you breezing through? Why is nothing stopping you? Why is nothing speaking to you? Then you got to stop and ask yourself that too. Where are you? How are you setting yourself up in this course? So the pass-fail is not just for I'm going to get my certificate from OWACTA. The pass-fail is really for your faith development and your soul and your relationship with God, and how much effort are you putting into this. This goes beyond curriculum, right? So that's up to you. I can also keep tabs like on a hard copy, because I'm old school and I need to write notes. So if you fall behind, just let me know why. Otherwise, I'm going to think you're not putting the effort in, or you're going to be dropping out, or whatever. I may call you. Don't be surprised if you get a call from me. If I'm checking in, sometimes it's just easier to call. And always, if you need a quick response, text me. If you send me an email, I might have just logged off. And then, so if it's something urgent, something you really want answered quickly, just send me a text. More or less, I have my phone on me as much as possible. So I do try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. I don't want too many delays, because I want you to move forward. And that, I think, I probably forgot something, but as we go along, I'll fill in the gaps. And I did post an introduction in my newsfeed. There's information there how to navigate the course. If at any point this is like your first course, you're not sure how to do all this stuff, let me know. I've gone through the whole course. I've activated links that weren't working. If for some reason you can't open something, ask me. I'm hoping that everything I did, I managed to troubleshoot before the course started. And that is it. Enjoy this. This is amazing. If you've never been exposed to Tuesdays with Maury, enjoy the reading. Enjoy, putting yourself on retreat if you can. I don't know. Everybody's life is different. If you got a household full of people and life is crazy, try to get yourself into a space once in a while if you can. And yeah, I'll post. At the beginning of each module, we're going to start with faith. So the first module is just introduction. You're going to start with Maury, so kind of this module will be, in between modules as well. So you notice on the sheet that I broke down the course syllabus along with a checklist, and it's in the house. I should have brought it out with me. So you'll see the course outline has the dates, and it has 2 boxes, so you can check that you've posted your discussion and check that you've discussed that you've responded to someone else, and so you can keep track of everything. And then I put an asterisk next to a date if it was in another module. So when the book is being also on the calendar, but it's outside of the module, it gets woven into another module. I made sure those dates were asterisked so you wouldn't miss that. And also, you're going to notice on the home page, you're going to see the calendar. Every day you're going to get a reminder of what is due that day. So it's all out there. So print off the course syllabus, have that next to you. If you're like me, a hard copy kind of person, right? Check the calendar every day. Something is due every day, Monday to Friday. left the weekends off so you could either get caught up or work ahead if depending on your life. But try to, there's an expectation you're on Monday to Friday. This is like when we used to teach this course in the summer, we were in class from about 8:30 to 3. So it is intensive. It is, a shorter time period, but it is regarded as a full-time commitment in terms of the month of July. And I think that's it. I'm going to do another video where we're going to open with prayer and I'll unpack the gospel of the day. And so I will do that every time I post a video. We'll pray together. Because if we were in a course together, we would be starting with a liturgy and we would pray in every class. And so I still want to keep that tradition and pray with you, and so that we don't lose that, that communal feeling that we get when we go face to face and when we come together. So we're still going to pray. God bless. Enjoy this journey. It's nice to meet you.